So this is completely mysterious, magical, wild, and freaking awesome. The universe is literally talking to you, guiding you, awakening you, helping you to see yourself differently, helping you to see your opportunities, helping you to get out of situations that are done, that you are ready to move on from. The universe is speaking to you in so many ways about so many things, and I will talk about this until the day I die to help anyone who doesn't realize this to recognize it, because it is game-changing. It is life-changing. When you realize this is happening to you, if it does not blow your mind, I do not know what is going on for you because it is wild. And when I say the universe is talking to you, insert whatever word is your cherished faith. God is talking to you. The Holy Spirit is talking to you. Life force is talking to you. Source energy is talking to you. Your soul is talking to you. Your spirit guides are talking to you. Angels are talking to you. The whole group, everything combined. All of that divine wisdom talking to you. And it is not important where exactly it's coming from, or if you want to put a label on it, or if you're trying to figure out why it's happening. The point is it's happening. And it is happening for a very specific reason. And when you awaken to it in a really beautiful, curious way, you will not feel alone like you might have before. You will not feel like life is random like you might have previously. You will not feel like you're trying to figure out yourself and your life all on your own, like you might have previously felt like you were. So we're going to dive into this magical, fabulous, exciting topic because I want to awaken inside of you the bright light, the spark inside of you that knows that this is true. Because even if you don't consciously know it, every cell of your being knows it. It's just waking up to it consciously. And if you do know it and you're like, yeah, I've heard this before. Yeah, I've noticed that in my life. Great. I'm going to bring you back to it, because when you are really connected to this, life is magical. Someone said to me the other day on a summit, like, how do people connect with the magic of life? Then someone emailed me and said, I really want to connect with the magic of life. How do I do it? Well, this is one of the ways. Recognize that this reality you're living in is freaking mind-blowing, and something very cool and very special is happening for you on this journey. And just the very fact there are billions of us and it is happening for each and every one of us uniquely for what we need is even more stratospherically mind-blowing. So with all of that said, let's dive into this incredible conversation to help you come into contact with this conversation that the universe is having with you and that you can be having with it. God created divinity, life force, source energy, and let it be in your cells, let you breathe it, let you love it, let you interact with it, let you feel like you are having a real full-on relationship with this reality that you're living in.
You're listening to Practical Spirituality with B, the podcast with spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic. I'm Bernadette Logue. You can call me B, and I'm excited to share this episode with you.
So if you've been in my community for a while, you'll know this is not a new conversation to be having about signs, synchronicities, your relationship with life, your conversation with life, universe, God created divinity that is ongoing throughout your entire life. That is your entire soul journey from birth to death. But guess what? It is possible to walk around on the planet and have no idea that this is happening, because it's quite subtle. And the number one way we don't connect with it and we don't realize it's happening is we are living inside our minds. And the mind noise and the world we've created inside our mind takes over, and we become not present, and we totally miss the magic of life that is happening constantly all around us. And in particular, within that magic of life, the conversation that is occurring with what created you: God, created, divinity, universe, life, force, source, energy. So I've written books on this topic, I've made videos on this topic, I've created courses on this topic, because it's so fun and awesome. Why would you not want to explore this? Why would you not want to interact with this? If someone said, oh, there's a magic carpet ride you can go on and it's fascinating and otherworldly and it's the unseen dimension and it's guiding you, who would not put their hand up and go, heck yes, that sounds amazing? If it's going to make me feel more supported, it's going to help me make decisions, it's going to guide me, it's going to make me aware of all the ways I'm getting in my own way, right? And it is happening uniquely for you. Like what created you and the universe that you're living in, oriented around you, because each of us is in a reality that is oriented around our soul journey, right? We're all connected and we're all swimming in one big field of energy, and we're all souls, but your universe is oriented around you for your soul journey, and all the things that are happening are aiding your soul's journey, aiding your evolution, your very specific soul lessons that you've come to learn, your very specific soul contribution that you've come here to make, right? And so there are very unique conversations happening between you and life that are to help you in multiple ways to, number one, wake up. Number two, see the truth, which includes seeing the cold, hard truth of what you're doing, thinking, believing, being that is not working for you. And that's a bit of a painful thing to sometimes see, but life is committed to you seeing it. So there are all sorts of ways the universe is conversing with you to try to get you to see it so that you can not feel bad about it. No, it's to get you to go, oh my gosh, didn't realize I was doing that. Didn't realize I was believing that. Didn't realize I was holding myself back in that way. Right? You can't move forward if you can't see the truth. And if you can't see the truth, how are you going to see it? You can't loop inside your mind and start seeing a truth when you're not seeing it. You need something else to come to interrupt the loop, the status quo. So life, the universe, created, divinity is this magical way of sending you mirrors, signs, synchronicities, messages to help you to say, wake up. This is what is not working. This is what you need to see differently. This is the new opportunity. Here is the new opening. You also get in this conversation with life comfort, reassurance, guidance for opportunities, for paths of least resistance, for openings like portals into the next season of your life, if you are attuned and aware. And I want you to think about your relationships with people. If you have a relationship with somebody and you don't pay attention to them, and you're not present when you're with them, you don't listen to them, what happens to the relationship? It's not a relationship. It's just you and other people physically around you, and inside your mind you're running whatever you're running, right? We all do it. We've all been there, so it's not a problem. It's just an opportunity. But that is no different to the relationship you're having with life, the universe, God, created, divinity. The most important relationship that you have in your entire life is with this beautiful, big, cohesive ball of oneness that is your very authentic soulful being, and what that is ultimately, which is an expression of God, created, divinity, the universe. So when we say the universe is talking to you and you are an expression of it, you are a soulful spirit, a ray of light from the sun that is the universe, life force, God, created, divinity. You are one with it. So you are effectively having a conversation with yourself, home, your soul, and what gives life to you. And if you are not having a grounded, beautiful, love-filled relationship with that, and that is the core of your reality and what is breathing you and being you and beating your heart, then it feels a little bit like walking around. Sometimes it feels like sleepwalking. Sometimes it feels disconnected. It feels like disarray. It feels like aloneness. It feels like confusion, right? And so it's no different to being in relationships. If you want a good, solid relationship, you have to show up, open your heart, be present, listen, pay attention, be willing to see things differently, be willing to look at yourself in different ways, right? It's this giving and receiving beautiful energy. So the conversation with the universe is happening for your benefit, and solely and only for your benefit. Everything it wants to show you about yourself that is dark, shadowy, painful, and limiting is being shown to you for your benefit. Everything magical, loving, supportive, compassionate, reassuring that is being conversed, that's not a word, it's being conveyed to you in the conversation is for your benefit. Every unfolding pathway that you are being winked at, nudged towards, waved at, called into, beckoned forth to, is happening for your benefit. Now, subnote to that. Because it's for your benefit doesn't mean it's easy. Because it's for your benefit doesn't mean it's all roses and glory and served up to you on a silver platter. Because we are souls and we signed up for Earth School, one of the most challenging and exciting realities to be dwelling within. And we came for evolution, my friend. And evolution happens through all of the polarity of life, of understanding how to become masterful with your energy and your humanity, with balancing your masculine and feminine, with balancing this journey through and breaking through your challenges while also simultaneously living, breathing your goals and dreams and creating traction and progress and breakthroughs. It's all of it. And your best friend in this, and you're never going to leave you guide, and you're always loving you without judgment and never leaving your side relationship, is what gave birth to you. The universe, God, created divinity, life force, source, energy. Your parents did not bring you into the world. They physically participated in the physical manifestation of your little fetus self that grew into a baby and popped into the world and is now a human being adult. But the true parent and your true lineage is unseen, otherworldly, energetic, divine home, which, by the way, you still dwell in at a soul level, but you are also currently poured into this reality, this world, as your human being self right now that you know yourself to be. So when you realize all of this is happening, then you say, oh my gosh, well, how is that happening? And the how is every which way you could possibly imagine that life tries to get your attention. And is it happening every minute of every day? No. But is it happening regularly? Yes. Is it happening a little bit on a daily basis? Yep. Is it happening every week of every month of every year? Yep. Indeed it is, my friend. There are so many ways that otherworldly guidance seeps into your awareness from within. Intuition, visions, dreams, arising inspirations, gut instinct, signs, synchronicities, totems, spirit guidance, messengers crossing your path in the form of people, information arising at the right time, patterns, themes playing out in your life, trying to get you to pay attention. The same thing happening over and over and over again, recognizing the same themes playing out in different ways with different people. I'm going to give you some examples because I absolutely love this. If you want lots of examples, you can read my book. I've got multiple books on this topic. But just in the last couple of weeks, I realized that in one 24-hour period, I had an interaction with 3 people and they all did the same thing to me. And it was a really weird interaction. I was like, why is that happening all on the same day, and they're all kind of behaving with the same vibe toward me. And it was a bit weird. And I was like, that's really weird. And then I realized that the same pattern was playing out between me and another person in the converse, in the opposite direction, where I was the one doing that to another person. And I was like, oh my gosh, the universe is trying to wake me the bleep up. I am being asked to see what it is like to be on either side of this equation. I'm piggy in the middle, essentially, and it is playing out to my left and to my right, but in both scenarios, I am seeing the flip side of each one. And there were about 5 lessons that I picked up from that about how to be, how to engage, how to manage my energy, how to respond to other people's energy, what it is to contract when you're in relationship, what it is to expand your heart when you're in relationship, what it is to trust life. I mean, I think that's 8 lessons. And all of that in just one day from what you could consider to be just random, meaningless interactions. No, not random. No, not meaningless. And other examples, I recently talked about in my soul program, Soul Odyssey. We have this beautiful community, which you are very welcome to come and join if you want to. The program where we go A to Z of your entire soul journey and every layer of all of this magical otherworldliness about why you're here and what your journey is about and living awake inside the dream. And every month we have these beautiful live group sessions, right? So we come together and we talk about awesome things and we do coaching and Q&A. And I was sharing with this beautiful community of people some of the things that have been happening for me in this area of being guided with these recurring messages. And I'm going to share with you an even expanded version of that conversation. Just as an example, now, this is not interesting to you what my signs are. This is completely and utterly magical and mind-blowing to me, but you will have your version of it. The reason I'm sharing is so you can see what I mean. So I started to get repeating messages over and over and over again over a period of about 6 weeks about masks. So, a mask that you wear on your face, masks, okay? And also messages about unmasking, removing the mask, concealing, unconcealing, unfurling, removing layers, and being fully authentic. Yeah, because in my work, I share a lot of myself, but I often find myself being really conscious of how much personal stuff do I share and what is okay to share, and also being really conscientious about how unedited I am with what I say so that I am compassionate towards people's different situations and people's different triggers and what I know is likely to kind of stir the pot with people if I'm really completely unedited. And life is just not having it. And so it is sending me all sorts of messages about no, there shall be none of that. There shall be unedited, unmasked, full sharing without any of that going on, to the point where there has been physical manifestations of this message happening, like spirit moving matter around me to get me to pay attention. And after about the literally 12th sign about this, in songs and books I was reading, I would turn on YouTube and someone would be talking on a video and they would start talking about masks and unmasking, conversations with friends, sitting on the beach having a conversation with a friend and she's now talking about the very same thing. It's coming from every angle. And I'm really clear, my loving home, God created divinity, is talking to me very clearly right now. Then the next set of messages simultaneously happening. The wolf totem, right? The wolf, WOLF, in case you can't understand my amazing New Zealand accent. So the wolf totem starts showing up every frickin' where, everywhere. I follow this awesome woman who does divine feminine energy stuff and business stuff, and she's freaking amazing. And I was listening to one of her playlists, and there was a song, and I was listening to the song, and the song was talking about wolf, the wild wolf. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Then I listened to this other random podcast, and people are talking about the book, The Women Who Run with the Wolves. And something about it really spoke to me. And I was like, oh, that just sounds so awesome. And I'd been having dreams about and visions in my meditations about wildness. And I'd heard in one of my meditations very clearly, as if someone was speaking it into my ear, I heard the words wild abandon, very clearly, wild abandon. And I saw the face of a woman. And I was like, okay, wild abandon, woman, this book's showing up, women who run with the wolves. I'm getting wolf symbols everywhere. Unbeknownst to me, inside the book, The Woman Who Run with the Wolves, there's like a whole story about like a particular fable. And then a friend starts talking about that fable. I'm like, okay, this is getting like actually crazy. Like, this is crazy shit. Like, the threads are drawing everywhere. Like, life is a magical energy field and all of this is pulling together. And so I'm looking at wolf and I'm seeing wolf everywhere on social media. I'm sitting on the beach and I'm chatting to someone and I look up and a guy walks past me and he's turned side on to me, and I look up and right on his bicep, outer bicep below his shoulder, is a huge tattoo of a wolf staring literally right back at me into my face. And you know, wolf has many beautiful meanings, amongst other things, authentic self, being instinctive and instinctual, power, wildness, freedom. And so this mask, unmask, wildness, wild woman, wolves, all of this is completely connected. And because I've been analysing this stuff out of fascination since 2010 when I first woke up to this, I am crystal clear what this means. Like, this is not a mystery to me. I'm like, got it, got it, got it, got it. I am unleashing the wildness within me. I am owning my sovereignty, my unedited, full, frickin' awesome self. I'm unapologetic about it. There is a wildness, a wild woman, a wolf energy within me that is absolutely rising, and there will be nothing else than the fullness of that. It's freedom. There shall be no masking of any kind going on. And I'm completely committed, thanks to God, created Divinity, universe, signaling me with these messages, that this is my commitment to myself, to my soul, because clearly my soul is saying this is the season of this. And that's all that matters to me right now, because I know if I listen to the way the universe is talking to me, everything else starts taking care of itself. Right? And so when we start tuning into what is coming through, here are my tips for you. We don't want to be desperate, angsty, and needy that we have to urgently figure it out. So we get a sign, we seem to notice something's coming up, we don't know what it means. When we go into desperate, needy, angsty, we contract. And contraction is shutting you off from your free, open, curious, flowing energy and your connection to all of life. The universe will keep talking to you, but you will be so contracted that you can't notice anything because you're in fight-flight mode. Okay? So we want to instead come into a softness, a curiosity, a gentleness, an open-heartedness, a playfulness. And possibly the reason that I've been able to do that when I've been in really difficult situations, so what I call the spiritual squeeze, when you're down on your knees and you're actually freaking out because something in your life isn't working and you do feel desperate and needy and angsty, is just to remember that wherever you are, this is a temporary passing season or chapter on your soul journey, and whatever is happening for a reason that is going to bring you to the next evolution of who you really are. You are being shed of anything you do not need, and there is magic and beauty and miracles even in the difficult times. And so I would always breathe that truth into my being, relax my nervous system, and open up my heart to see in those times what is life guiding me to understand right now. So I'm going to give you some prompt questions to help you with that. Because it's really easy to see when you're feeling great and life is going really well, to see signs and synchronicities and messages and realize you're having this magical carpet ride with life, and to have fun exploring it. But when you're really like in despair or stressed or tense or busy, it doesn't feel magical. It feels confusing. And you're like, what does any of this mean? And can't the universe just solve it for me and tell me more clearly? I don't know why it does it the way it does, but it's beautiful and it is magical nonetheless. So we want to ask really smart questions. And smart questions are not, why is this happening to me? Why is X not happening for me? Why am I not getting what I want? The magical questions to ask are things like, what is there for me to learn in this situation? With regards to these random ways life is talking to me right now, signs, synchronicities, repeating themes, visions, dreams, whatever is happening, what is the higher message that I'm not seeing? What is the opportunity for me? What is life asking me to open to? And even more than asking questions is to talk back to life and say, I hear you. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what any of this means, but I am open, curious, and willing to learn, to heal, to grow, to contribute, to play on this stage called life as this human being I am. And I am ready to be in this deep relationship with you. And, it is actually possible to have fun with it. So, you get your journal, you journal all the things you're noticing, you look for themes, you get curious. Like, people are like, what does it mean? I'm like, have you Googled it? Like, you're in the age of Google, people. Google it. Like, what does this animal totem mean? What do dreams mean about this XYZ thing I dreamt about? If you notice song lyrics in your head playing over and over again, what are the song lyrics? Google it. Google the words that you notice. Search it, find it, sit with it, meditate on it. It's not hard work. It's the most fascinating exploration, like you're Indiana Jones, like you're a detective on a beautiful treasure hunt, like remember when you were a kid and you used to play the orienteering games or treasure hunts, or at Easter time you would hunt for the Easter eggs? Like, why can't we as adults be playful and do this with our relationship with the universe? Why don't we prioritize that as magic in our life, while we also take care of business and take care of life and take care of all the stuff we have to do, right? Why not treat your life like an otherworldly experience, like the universe is seeping messages through the veil to you? Because it is. And imagine just trying it on for size and explore what might come up for you. And I think the big opportunity rests in this differentiating aspect. You can do this conversation with life, like you're trying to get what you want and you're like fixated on it. I need answers to this and I want that and it's not happening and I don't know where I'm meant to be going and life, you need to tell me. Or you can drop all that for a minute and acknowledge that life made you and it is inside of you. And so it already knows all of that. You don't need to remind it. But what if you came in saying, I am willing to see things differently. I am willing to see myself in the cold, harsh, loving light of truth. I am willing to see all the ways and beings that I need to drop. I am willing to see all the massive opportunities that are ripe and ready for me. I am willing to take my life to the next level. And I am not going to dictate how that must happen or when that must happen, but I am going to play this magical game with life. And I trust that it knows better and broader and more expansively than I do, because it is everything. And down here in my sliver of human self, through my eyes, I can only see one pinpoint of life. I can only see so much through my consciousness and through my eyes and through my past and my present. But I am connected to that which created all of it, and it can see everything. And so I can connect with that wisdom and bring it through. But not if you're fixated with your intention on it has to be a certain way or look a certain way. Or we have this energy of trying to funnel it into one thing we want to give us. Right? So for example, what if you're busy trying to achieve a particular goal, but life is trying to message you about a pattern you're running that you need to drop, and the goal will take care of itself? Or what if you're busy fixing yourself and cycling around in your shadows, and life is messaging you about dropping that and walking into a huge opportunity that's right in front of you, and that will be the healing that you need, not looping inside fixing yourself? I don't know what it is for you, but life does, and your soul does, and all you need to do is become present to the fact that life is absolutely having a conversation with you, and then get playful and curious and excited and delighted about exploring what that is. And it unfolds day to day, and it's never going to stop for as long as you're on the planet, because it's part of your compass, it's part of your navigational system, it's part of the otherworldly unseen map that you use to guide yourself through this life. So, I hope this has stirred in you possibility, magic, what is available to you, that you will wake in the morning and go out into life with just the curiosity of, I wonder if life is talking to me. And if it is talking to me, what conversation is it having with me? And what might I learn from that conversation to evolve myself on this wild adventure called life? It has been a pleasure to be here to share this with you. If you need any more help, you can reach out to me. Come over to my website, www.bernadettelogue.com. That's www.bernadettelogue.com. If you're looking for any extra support, more coaching, my program, you can email to support@bernadettelogue.com, support@bernadettelogue.com. I'm currently, at the time of this recording, taking in new clients for our New Year coaching package, which is a series of really powerful resources for you to use in the month of December to prep you for 1 January, for the dawn of the new year, as well as an entire month of private one-on-one coaching in January to set you into a new season of you, leaving the past behind, emerging from the chrysalis into a season of you where you are deeply connected with your authentic soul self, liberated, free, and living your life the way you want it to be for 2024. So for info on that, email support@bernadettelogue.com. Be sure to put in the subject line 2024 so that I know that that's what you're messaging me about. If you need anything else, you know where you can reach me, and I'm excited to be in touch with you again soon for the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Practical Spirituality with B. I'll talk to you next episode for more spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic.